Shut your worthless mouth. You're a pathetic mistake, my sister barked with rage at the family picnic I quietly funded. Then rot in hell with that $11,600 you forged, I said, while freezing the accounts, exposing the fraud, and dumping every document into the state's hands before sunrise. And shut your worthless mouth. You're a pathetic mistake. Amanda's words split through the summer air like glass under pressure. The paper plates still shook on the folding tables, kids stood frozen holding dripping popsicles, and I sat perfectly still, the same way I always did when I was about to lose the last bit of love I had for my family. Uriti, you want to talk about mistakes? You think I don't know what you did? I said quietly, then louder. Then rot in hell with that $11,600 you forged. Silence. Complete, guilty silence. I'm Ryan, 26. The guy in the family photos, always in the back, the one who fixed the Wi-Fi, paid for the hotel rooms when Mom forgot, watched my nieces when Amanda got her third DUI and swore it was just one drink. I wasn't always angry. I was quiet. But it had been building. I had just come back from my third 12-hour shift this week at the surgical tech floor, and instead of sleeping, I drove 4 hours to this picnic I paid for. Again. Today was different. The cast of blood. Amanda, 31. My older sister, manipulative, lied to the bank, forged my name to pull $11,600 from our late grandmother's probate account. She said it was for Mum's meds. It wasn't. Mom, Linda, 58. Emotionally avoidant. Took Amanda's side in everything, pretended to be confused when I showed her the proof. Uncle Pete, 63. Once told me he was proud of me, then asked for a loan the next day. Never paid it back. Maya, 24. My cousin, the only one who ever asked if I was okay. The only one who noticed when I disappeared for months. You're just bitter because you don't have kids or a husband, Amanda. You needed money and you stole it. She scoffed. It was family money. I deserved it more than you. You just sit on it like a little accountant troll. I stared at her, calmly. You forged my name on legal documents. That's a felony. She flinched. No one believed me. Then I showed the documents. Mom tried to talk over me, said I misunderstood the paperwork. Uncle Pete laughed nervously. Maya watched me. So I pulled out the manila folder from under the picnic bench. Copies of the original account signatures, a bank statement showing the withdrawal, and the police report I filed 48 hours ago. I wasn't bluffing. I never bluff. It started with a phone call. Amanda, sobbing at 11:41 p.m., said her car was about to be repossessed and she couldn't get to work. She said she was desperate, said she had no one else. I didn't even hesitate. I wired $3,500 from my emergency fund before the call ended. I didn't tell anyone, not Mom, not even Maya, because some part of me still believed helping Amanda was just what family did. And when she hugged me in the driveway the next morning, shaking and grateful, I let myself believe it had meant something. 3 months later, I got a call from a collections agent asking to confirm a loan in my name. That's when the spiral began. At first, I thought it was fraud, like identity theft. But when I checked the source, it wasn't a stranger. It was Amanda. She had walked into the bank where I was listed as executor for Grandma's estate. She had a forged power of attorney form. My name, my signature, her lies. And the worst part, the bank didn't call to verify. They just handed her the money. I sat in my cold basement apartment staring at the scanned documents. The handwriting was similar, but not mine. I knew it like I knew the lines on my own palm. My fingers hovered over my phone for an hour before I called Maya. Maya came over that night with takeout and soft eyes. I didn't show her the papers right away. I just told her I didn't feel like myself lately. She looked at me the way no one else did, like she actually saw me. Not the quiet one, not the fixer, me. And then I opened the laptop and showed her the paper trail I'd been building, the receipts, the fake signature, the bank statements. That's when we both saw it. Amanda had withdrawn 11,600 SRs over 2 transactions, and then $800 to a medical spa, $3,200 to a resort in Cancun, $6,000 toward a brand new Kia SUV, which was later reported as repossessed, and then the daggered or $2,000 transferred to Mom's account. I stared at the screen, willing it to change. Maya whispered, "She knew. Your mom. She had to know." I wanted to scream, but instead I just nodded, because Maya was right. Back at the picnic, everything was perfect. Plastic smiles and fruit salad. Until it wasn't. I remember the exact second I pulled out the manila folder. The air changed. The cicadas stopped. Amanda's smile twitched. "You gave her the money?" I asked Mom, loud enough for everyone to hear. She froze, her paper plate tilting, coleslaw dropping into the grass. "I didn't know it was stolen, Ryan," she said, voice barely a whisper. "But you didn't ask either." Amanda shot up like a spark caught fire. "You ungrateful bastard, we were family." I rose slowly, not rushed, not angry, controlled, cold, done. "No," I said, locking eyes with her. "Family doesn't forge your name, steal what isn't theirs, and lie while you're still funding their gas money. You signed a felony, Amanda." Her eyes darted, calculating, but it was too late. I froze the remaining account balance yesterday morning and sent everything to the state's fraud division. You'll be hearing from them. All of you. Uncle Pete swore under his breath and made for the parking lot. Mom sank onto the folding chair, face in hands. Amanda sputtered like someone choking on her own venom. "I needed that money," she shrieked. "And I needed a family that didn't see me as a wallet," I said, and that was it. Amanda stormed off, screaming something about lawyers. No one followed her. Mom stayed seated, staring at her lap like it held answers. Pete was already peeling down the gravel drive, truck tires flinging dust. Maya walked over slowly, carrying a paper cup of watered-down lemonade. She handed it to me without a word. Then, "You did what you had to. I'm proud of you." I nodded. My throat was tight, but I didn't cry. I didn't feel victorious. I felt clean. For once, the chaos wasn't mine to contain. The mess belonged to the people who made it, and I let it burn. 3 months later, Amanda pleaded out, check fraud, forgery, probation, counseling, fines she couldn't afford. Her record now had an asterisk, a tiny mark of the truth I carried alone for years. Mum didn't call, but she sent a card in a pale blue envelope. No return address, just a printed quote. "Forgiveness isn't weakness." I didn't respond. I didn't tear it up either. I just slid it into a drawer. With all the others, I moved out of town. Found a cheap 1-bedroom apartment with a balcony and chipped tiles I liked. Maya came by sometimes. We didn't talk about the past. We just sat with coffee, the breeze, and silence. I bought a used guitar on Craigslist, scuffed but whole. Like me, I started therapy, not to fix everything, just to figure out how to carry it differently. I wasn't healed, but I was seen, safe, and mine. And that was enough to begin. If you've ever been the quiet one in the family, the one who gets used, blamed, or brushed off, then this story was for you. You don't have to explode. You just have to wake up. Like Ushi, if you've ever carried your family more than they knew. Comment below. What would you do if someone in your family forged your name and stole from you? Would you stay silent or speak up? Subscribe. For more real stories, emotional justice, and quiet revenge that finally gets loud, because sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one who stopped cleaning up everyone else's mess. You're not weak for walking away. You're strong for knowing when it's time to.